going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Writing the Game podcast with your host, Keenan Mudd. I'm going to give you guys 6 tips on having a competitive advantage in your real estate wholesaling business. First, what is a competitive advantage? An advantage over competitors gained by offering consumers greater value, either by means of lower prices or by providing greater benefits and services that justifies higher prices. It is what makes your products or services stand out or more desirable in the eyes of buyers and sellers. It is what makes your service as a wholesaler stand out and what makes it more desirable in the eyes of buyers and sellers, depending on who you're trying to deal with. All right. So, tip number 1, do you have the ability to provide a service in your wholesaling business that is more efficient than your competitors? Can you provide an additional service that your customers may need or is asking for that you can tie into your wholesaling business that provides your customers with great value, whether it's a seller or whether it's a buyer? For example, if a seller is trying to relocate immediately because they have their home is being foreclosed on, you can provide a moving service that gives you a competitive advantage over the average wholesaler. All right. Now, tip number 2, take into consideration the value you are currently providing. So look at your current business model and evaluate if the value you are currently providing is in alignment with what your customers are really wanting. So, do you know what your customers are really wanting? Have you been able to really tap into their subconscious desires and see what it is that they're really wanting and see how your business is viewed from their viewpoint? You should know that. Tip number 3, find a way in which you can bring more value to the marketplace. For example, low cost versus differentiation. So you can compete on low cost, and my service is lower cost, but it brings more value. It brings higher quality in comparison to other wholesalers. What makes you different than other wholesalers? In other words, how is your wholesaling service able to provide more value to your investors and to your sellers in a way that is better than your competition? So you have to figure out what type of value you can provide that is relevant to your buyers and to your sellers. Tip number 4, tap into your customers' subconscious minds, your buyers and your sellers. Have you been speaking with them, or have you just been doing marketing tactics like putting out bandit signs in neighborhoods, or driving for dollars, or cold calling, or sending cold emails, or sending cold letters, or direct mail postcards? How have you been really connecting on a deeper level with your buyers and with your sellers? Are you actually on the phone speaking with them, asking them how their day is going, building up a rapport, asking them about their family life, about their career life, things like that? This is something that can help you stand out from other wholesalers. Tip number 5, Leverage your competitive advantage in all of your marketing content. For example, I'm a copywriter. So what I would do if I was going to, if I had a wholesaling business and I was going to write for my wholesaling business, something that I can do is I can leverage my competitive advantage in my marketing material. I can provide the benefits of my services, but also provide the advantage of those benefits in my marketing material. And once you're able to do that, that actually brings in better quality leads, because they're able to see those advantages and you're able to speak to their actual desires with those advantages. If you know what I mean, if you can understand exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Tip number 6, this is the final tip. Consider how your relationship with buyers and sellers is different from your competitors. How are you adding more value to their lives, maybe outside of what you're doing with real estate? So earlier I was talking about asking them about their family life, their career life. This is how you actually build the relationship with them. This is how you're able to get them to trust you, because they need to feel secure in you in order to do business with you. So just take that into consideration. Consider how your relationship with your buyers and your sellers is different from your competitors. How are you adding more value to their lives, to their business? If you're dealing with a buyer, an investor, deal with people where their interests are. And that is how you're able to obtain and maintain their time, their attention, and their relationship. Once again, thank you for listening. Writing the Game podcast with your host, Keenan Mudd. You guys have a good one. Peace.